I'm Eddie Rosa, and welcome to Rosa's Roses. Born and raised in Hartford, Connecticut. Wasn't a good kid, grew up, rough neighborhood and what have you. Ended up moving out of the city and moved to North Carolina, where I kind of settled down and started learning about work and getting into working, and that's where I learned how to weld. I found my love for welding. Nobody would teach me, but I had access to a welding machine, and every day at lunch break, on my lunch break, people take their lunch, and I messed with the welder, started getting a little good at it, and ended up getting my own machine and doing little side work or what have you, and I ended up moving to Florida and got a job welding, building ambulances and fire trucks, and I just moved on, got better with my skills, and from there I came to Florida in '99. So I've been about 20 years of welding, and back 2006, I was in a bad car accident. Kind of stopped me from working for a while, and had a couple of surgeries. But my love for welding was so deep. I kept begging for my doctors to let me go back to work, which I did against my doctors, and kind of didn't work out too good, heavy lifting, what have you. But ended up having a big surgery in 2014, and spine surgery, and went through a lot, kind of fell into a little depression. I've always had this little welding shop in my backyard, but just had no motivation to do anything. And one year, I wanted to make my wife something. I couldn't afford to get her enough for Valentine's Day, and I ended up making her something. I made her a card and a little thing out of metal, and she loved it, and I felt like a therapy for me. I needed that. I needed to get back into what I loved, and from there I just started coming back to my little shop, and just couldn't do the things I could used to be able to do, is heavy lifting and stuff, but I could still weld. I could still do little things, little small things. That's when I started doing my little metal artwork, and little by little just started blowing up. I started getting more creative, and everything started from every time I thought about my wife. To be honest, every time I thought about my wife, I got more creative, and man, I want to make her this, and I want to make her that. I want to make her a rose. I want to make her, and I started doing it. It's incredible what you can do with metal. Metal is something that's unlike any other material in the world. It's strong, it's durable, it lasts forever, and you can make so many things out of it. And I actually don't plan anything that I do. I just I'll say to myself, well, let me just try to make something. Let me try to do this. As I'm doing it, I'm getting more creative. I see how it's turning out, and I just get more artistical with it. I say, because with metal, you can do so many things with it. You can bend it, you can cut it, you can melt it. You can just do so many things with it, and you can paint it. And you get so much more creative with metal than you can with a lot of other materials and things that I have dealt with in my life. But this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I've always done, and I want to continue to do. I want to put my work out there, show people, that the power of welding, the power of fabrication, that you can make something out of nothing. made this for my wife for our 20th anniversary, with my name and her name on it. I make these things from scratch. I make all this stuff from scrap metal, things that I find out, you know, or people bring me metal, bring me scraps of metal, and I just get creative with it. A sheet of metal, a dog cage, you know, whatever, bed rails, just anything out of metal, you can just create so much with it. And if you notice, I do a lot of things with the word mom on it, because, you know, I love my mother. I was thinking about my mother, and I was thinking about my wife, how the mother that she is, and yeah. So I make, you know, these picture frames. I make everything from scratch. The little stands on the back. I paint them. I get creative with them. I add words. It's just endless. Like I said, the things that you can do with them. These roses takes me probably about 3 hours to make the rose, and maybe another hour, half an hour to an hour to make the names, to make the letters, to tack them on there. Then of course another 30 or so minutes, maybe 45 minutes to paint it. And then clear coat it, what have you. So it's a process, you know. So instead of doing one at a time, I like to do a group of them, because it's so much easier. You could do it as a little production, you know, work, you know. So you're doing repetitive, but at the same time you're moving on with a larger amount of product, you know. So yeah. Another, let's see, another one would be these right here. They normally take about maybe about a couple hours to make one of these, because of course the rose, you have the rose. Like I said, they're normally pre-made. I try to have a lot of roses made, so then I can continue on and make other things. One of my more precious works that I consider one of my favorites is I make these little trees, and I make all this out of scrap. It's all welds. I run all welds, and I grind them and what have you. But something like this normally takes about 4 to 5 hours to create something like this. I paint them. A lot of people like the metal looks. So, you know, I make make them on little things on them so they won't scratch up your surface. So they're metal, they're heavy duty, they last forever, but you know, I love the way these things come out, because you can create so much. I look at the trees around me, and that's what inspires me to try to make them look more like a tree and less like a piece of metal. You know, so many people know me to be a welder, so so a lot of my work that I do for other people, or that if I sell anything, is normally through word of mouth, or you know, I make these things for presents, you know. So don't call me a cheapskate, but I don't know. I would rather make something than buy you something, because it's more personal. It has a more personal touch. You know, when I'm making something for somebody, I think of that person. I think of what they would like and things like that, and you know, go from there. The best way to contact me, if you want anything that I make, or if you have something creative that you would like to, you know, have made something, you know, if you can vision something, then 9 times out of 10 I can create it. And I have a page on Facebook, Rosa's Roses. And go on my page, and you'll see some of my works, and you know, and I have a number. You can contact me. You can message me. You can inbox me, or what have you. Every rose is different. Every rose has a different look. Every rose is bent different. Every rose is personal. It's personalized by me. Normally I can find shit. Of course, then I add my leaves to it. I'm kind of funny and particular about the way I put these roses together. A lot of times, if I don't like the way it looks, I'll take it apart. I'm just funny like that. Bark. Of course I have it. That's basically how I make a heart, you know. Something like this, said to tack it up, it's quick. To make every part of this, it takes forever, but it's worth it at the end of the day. It's worth it because it's something, like I said, you create with your own two hands, and can't nobody take that from you, you know.